Hey everyone, and welcome to Skay Game and Fun. Today we're traveling back in time to ancient Rome, one of the most influential civilizations in human history. Get ready to have your minds blown, because we're about to uncover 10 fascinating facts about ancient Rome that will leave you absolutely astounded. From legendary myths to incredible feats of engineering, from brutal gladiatorial combat to the very foundations of modern law, Rome's legacy continues to shape our world today. So, buckle up, history fans, because we're about to embark on an epic journey through time. Let's get started. Our journey begins with a legend. The tale of Romulus and Remus. These twin brothers, abandoned as infants, were said to have been raised by a she-wolf. Romulus eventually founded Rome, or so the story goes. The myth of Romulus and Remus tells us something important about how the Romans saw themselves, as survivors, as warriors, as destined for greatness. And hey, considering the empire they built, maybe they were on to something. Okay, let's talk about Roman engineering for a second. These guys were seriously ahead of their time. We're talking about a civilization that built roads so well constructed, they're still in use today, over 2,000 years later. And don't even get me started on the aqueducts. These marvels of engineering, some stretching for miles, brought fresh water to Rome's bustling cities, defying gravity and showcasing the Romans' mastery of water management. Think about it. No modern plumbing, no power tools, just brilliant minds, skilled labor, and a whole lot of determination. The Romans weren't just building structures, they were shaping the very landscape, connecting their vast empire with an intricate network of roads, bridges, and aqueducts. It's mind-boggling to think about the planning, the logistics, the sheer manpower that went into these projects. But that was the Roman way. They dreamed big and built even bigger. Now, no discussion of ancient Rome would be complete without mentioning their legendary army. The Roman legions weren't just a fighting force, they were a well-oiled, highly disciplined machine. We're talking standardized equipment, rigorous training, and a chain of command that would make a drill sergeant proud. Roman soldiers were renowned for their bravery, their discipline, and their ability to conquer and hold on to vast territories. They were masters of siege warfare, skilled in hand-to-hand combat, and their legions marched across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East, leaving an undeniable mark on history. But the army wasn't just about brute force. The Romans were also incredibly strategic, adapting their tactics to different enemies and terrains. They understood the importance of logistics, engineering, and even psychological warfare. In many ways, the Roman army was a microcosm of Roman society itself, organized, efficient, and utterly relentless. Okay, let's be real. Ancient Rome wasn't all about aqueducts and military prowess. They also knew how to put on a show, and that's where the gladiatorial games come in. These weren't just brutal displays of violence, they were complex social and political events. Imagine a massive arena, the roar of the crowd, the clash of steel. Gladiators, some slaves, some free men seeking fame, fought to the death. It was a spectacle unlike anything else in the ancient world. The games were more than just entertainment. They were a way for emperors to appease the masses and demonstrate power. They reflected Roman values, both admirable and brutal, and they continue to fascinate us today, offering a glimpse into ancient Rome. From the bloody sands of the arena, let's shift gears to something a bit more cerebral: Roman law. Now, this might not sound as exciting as gladiators or chariot races, but trust me, it's a big deal. Roman law, with its emphasis on written codes, legal principles, and a system of courts, formed the bedrock of legal systems in many parts of the world, including our own. Imagine a world without lawyers. Okay, maybe not. But seriously, Roman law was revolutionary. It introduced concepts like innocent until proven guilty, the right to a fair trial, and the idea that even rulers were subject to the law, at least in theory. Of course, it wasn't perfect. Slavery was still a thing, and the legal rights of women left much to be desired. But despite its flaws, Roman law was a remarkable achievement, a testament to the Roman capacity for organization, logic, and yes, even justice. So, we've talked about emperors and gladiators, but what about the everyday Romans, the folks who weren't conquering Gaul or watching chariot races? Well, their lives were a mix of the ordinary and the extraordinary. Imagine waking up in a Roman apartment, maybe grabbing some bread and fruit for breakfast. You might work as a craftsman, a merchant, or even a teacher. Life could be tough, especially for the poor. But there were also moments of joy, community, and even humor. The Romans loved their public baths, their theatres, and their festivals. They gossiped, they complained about the government, they rooted for their favourite charioteers. Sound familiar? Life in ancient Rome was a tapestry woven from vibrant threads of triumph and tragedy, of innovation and inequality. It was a world both familiar and utterly alien to our own. Let's talk about Rome's most iconic landmark, the Colosseum. This massive amphitheatre could hold up to 50,000 spectators. Imagine the roar of the crowd as gladiators battled on the arena floor. It hosted gladiatorial combat, mock sea battles, and wild animal hunts, a place where emperors won favour and Romans experienced the thrill of the games. Today, it stands as a reminder of Rome's grandeur and violence, a place where history comes alive, echoing the crowds and clash of swords. Now, the Romans weren't just about conquering and building. They were also a deeply religious people, but their religious beliefs were a bit different from what you might expect. The Romans were polytheistic, meaning they believed in multiple gods and goddesses. They had a god for practically everything: love, war, agriculture, you name it. And they weren't shy about borrowing deities from other cultures, adapting them into their own ever-expanding pantheon. Roman religion was a blend of ritual, superstition, and a dash of political maneuvering. Emperors were often deified after their deaths, becoming gods themselves. It was a system that both reflected and reinforced the social and political structures of Roman society. And while the Roman Empire may have fallen centuries ago, its influence on Western art, literature, and even language is undeniable. All empires, no matter how powerful, eventually crumble. And Rome, despite its might, was no exception. The fall of the Roman Empire was a complex process, a slow burn rather than a sudden collapse. There wasn't one single cause, but a perfect storm of factors that chipped away at Rome's foundations. We're talking economic woes, political instability, barbarian invasions, you name it. Imagine a once mighty empire stretched thin by its vast borders, struggling to maintain control, its economy faltering, its leaders often more concerned with power struggles than with the well-being of the people. It's a cautionary tale, a reminder that even the most powerful empires are not invincible. The fall of Rome is a story of hubris, of overreach, and of the inevitable cycles of history. Okay, so the Roman Empire may have fallen, but its legacy lives on, and not just in history books. The Romans were innovators, inventors, and, dare I say it, trendsetters. They gave us concrete, which, let's be honest, is pretty useful. They developed the Julian calendar, a precursor to the calendar we use today. They even invented underfloor heating, which, if you ask me, is a stroke of genius. From architecture to law, from language to engineering, the Romans' influence can be seen in countless aspects of our modern world. They left an indelible mark on Western civilization, shaping the way we think, the way we live, and the way we see the world. So the next time you're enjoying a slice of pizza, a distant descendant of Roman flatbreads, or marveling at a soaring archway, take a moment to appreciate the enduring legacy of ancient Rome. Thanks for geeking out with me today about ancient Rome. From their legendary founding to their incredible engineering, from the brutal realities of gladiatorial combat to the lasting impact of Roman law, it's clear that this ancient civilization continues to captivate and inspire us. If you enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to SK Game and Fun for more awesome content, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on our next historical adventure. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and I'll see you in the next video.